Hey, you guys, and welcome to the Real News Talk. I'm your host, Josie Latimer, coming to you with Real News Talk. And my topic today is about Pastor Wilson, David Wilson, the pastor that was caught on the videotapes having oral sex with one of allegedly his choir members, you guys. That video went viral and it was trending like all over Facebook, Twitter, you name it, it was trending. My take now on the situation. Well, let me stop and pause for a minute. First of all, thank you so much for tuning in to the Real News Talk. I am your host of the Real News Talk Show. Please click like, share, and subscribe so that I can come back always with more real news talk. Today, again, the topic is about the pastor David Wilson out of Texarkana, Texas, who was caught having oral sex with one of the choir members in the church, allegedly his wife's daughter's friend, which is what's trending online. I was wondering, yesterday was Sunday, and I was wondering if indeed he preached on Sunday or what is his take on the situation now, you guys. Because it was really, really horrific to be a married man, even though I heard that him and his wife was on a break. But it could have been because of the fact that he was playing around with these women in the church, allegedly. It could not have just been that one person, because if you see someone cut up like he did on that tape, possibly could have been many more women. And many more women may come forth to talk about it. One thing about these pastors, you cannot mess around with the people in the church, because you know they get jealous, they get envious, and if they see you doing favoritism to one and you're not doing it for them, you cannot mess around with the women in the church pastors. When are the pastors going to learn to go in, preach the sermon, go home to your family? Because anytime you involve yourself with another woman in that church, it's always normally more women than one. They're going to fight over each other. They're going to fight for the best seat in the house. Everyone wants to be that first lady that are affiliated with these churches. They strive to be the first lady. You have women that just sit on the front row with their legs open like this. And some of the older ladies have to go around the front and close their legs or put a blanket over it because of the fact that they are trying to entice these ministers, you guys. But the thing of it is, I really, really, really feel sorry for him, because that tape was something else. As I said, when I first did a video, I got a lot of thumbs down because of the fact I had not seen it, and I was talking negative. I said, oh, he couldn't do anything anyway. I don't know what all the hype is. Why are these women going crazy over him? You can't see anything he's doing, because I was only going by the pictures that I saw online. But when I saw that tape, I kind of like went under myself for him. I just couldn't believe it was. I had never seen anything like it. And you know, porno is out there, and they got it all on the porno site, man. They got it out there. People have downloaded that, you know. And I feel sorry for his kids, because other kids tease kids when they see something like that. And that's really not good for kids to see. So parents should keep their kids off the internet, because you know how many kids probably Googling that up that heard about it. And to see that man engaging in oral sex in an the most intimate way that any man can engage in a sexual activity such as oral sex with a woman, that was the tape. That was a tape that the porno site needs to be paying him, because if they're going to use something like that on their site, there's no way he should not get paid, because I'm telling you, that tape was, I couldn't even continue looking at it. Like my girlfriend said, she just had to drop her head. I mean, you know, somebody was showing it to her. She says, girl, I couldn't even. She says. But like I told her, a lot of women want to look at it and wish it was them, because that man is in high demand right now because of the fact of how he was engaging in oral sex with this woman. And someone said it looks like she was filming the tape because of the fact of the position that they were in, and you could not see her face. That is a low down, dirty shame for a woman to disgrace a minister of 40 years. If you're going to lay down with him and you know that man's married, you should not disgrace that man and put that man's ass out there like that. Put your ass out there and put that man's life on the line like that. That's the most saddest thing in the world that I've ever seen. And especially a minister of a church for 40 years. I've gotten many comments and guys would say, ma'am, just because he's a minister, that don't mean anything. He's still a man. Yes, he's still a man, and that's why most men in high positions, he's a man in a position, a high position in the public. Men do it all the time. That's his right. Someone else said, well, he was doing his job and he was doing it well. That's what another man said. He was doing his job and he was doing it the way he was supposed to do it. I said, yes, he may have been doing it the way he was supposed to do it, but he was a married man, and it was who he did it with and how he was exposed to the world with a wife, family, and kids. He was doing it with the wrong person. That's why I tell men, you got to be careful, because you don't know. Women could be filming you, or men could be filming women. When new technology came out, everybody was filming everything. That's how they were able to catch whoever this was that kidnapped that baby, Cupcake, and whoever, and Darian Vance that had that baby in a basket, and he was taking her to go dump on the side of the road. Films are big now. So if you don't want your name to be exposed, don't put yourself in those positions. That minister put himself in a hell of a position. And his life is pretty much grass, unless he's going to go to the point of they will pay him big, because they're using him anyway free as long as they can. They're using her ass free too. What woman would want her bottom out there like that all over the world for people to see? My mother always told me, be careful of who you take your pictures with, be careful. That's why when I see people and I'm out and they're video and recording and stuff, I drop my head, turn my head, I do this, I do that, I tuck, I duck, I hide behind my hair, I put a paper up on my face, because you never know where your picture's going. That was really something. And it's more so, to me, past the stage of his intimate, self with that woman. It was about, like I say, he has been humiliated. But if he did what he did on that tape, if you've seen that tape, to other women, they're going to come forth because of the fact, guess what? They're going to be angry because they saw the way he was engaging with her, and they're probably wondering, why come you didn't engage with me like that? There was one woman online, oh, I'm horny, oh, I'm this, oh, I'm that. I want to go to his church. I want him to speak tongues to me. I mean, these people are really, really degrading that minister. Wow. I think the worst part about it, you guys, is that the fact that 40 years of being a minister and you're teaching the congregation how to be respectful people, and you're in the church or wherever doing this with allegedly the wife's best friend's daughter. And allegedly on one of the YouTube videos, they said that she was upset because he would not let her lead the choir. Why didn't he let her lead the choir? Was it somebody else that he was doing that to also? I had a woman that came in my business, and she found out her husband was screwing every woman in the church. And she had to let him go. I mean, I've heard so many stories. When you work with women in the public and men, I've heard on both sides, but the majority with the women, because it's so many women to one man. So women fight over men and stuff like that. And I heard where this woman, she was so devastated and broken because all of the women that was grinning her face in the church, she was the first lady, they were all screwing her husband. Unbelievable. So this is nothing new. However, he got caught on tape, on film, really going to town on this lady as if this was his number one lady. So of course she would be angry. I mean, the way that man was really, really engaging in oral sex with that woman, like he had never ever had oral sex before, and then not to let her leave that quiet. Don't you think that woman was gonna retaliate? But like most men would say, that has nothing to do with anything because of the fact that was just sex in the moment. See, this is where women emotions get caught up into the sex thing, where that man, he's gone on about his business. That was just, and I think someone else called that to my attention on, on my page, where just because he's a minister, he's still a man. It doesn't mean that he was really into that woman like she probably was into him and mad because he wouldn't let her lead the choir. Well, she was stupid to be having sex with him in the first place, knowing it was someone that was a married man in that church. So they both were wrong in that situation. People do it all the time. As I said, they just got caught red-handed. Or she did it to put it out there, because allegedly she was angry because of the fact he would not let her lead the choir. Maybe perhaps she knew the other person. Maybe he let someone else lead the choir. Well, it must have been someone else, and she wanted that position, allegedly. This is what I saw on a YouTube video. And so I'm only going by what I see. But this is the Real News Talk Show, you guys. So please click like, share, and subscribe. And I'll be coming back with more commentary on various topics. But again, this David Wilson, minister, pastor of the Outreach Ministries in Texarkana, Texas, was caught red-handed having oral sex with allegedly a choir member of that church, a younger girl. Looked like she was in her 30s, middle to late 30s, kind of full-figured woman. And I wonder if he's hiding under a rock, because when I saw it, you guys, I cringed. I was like, oh no. I went under. I wasn't like a lot of the women was like engaged, like, ooh, where is he? You hear all this stuff online. Oh, I'm going to his church. Oh, I want him to speak tongue to me. Oh, where's this man? This man was taking care of his business and messing up a lot of families. A lot of husbands don't even want their wives to see that, because it's going to cause friction in the house, because they're going to be thinking that the husband should do it like this man. And oh my God, it's just a mess. But that was, to me, the worst that I've ever seen on a .0 level. You know what I'm saying? And because I was thinking about the kids gotta see it, other kids gonna tease them, the wife's gotta see it. Even if she wanted to get back with her husband, because I heard that they had a breakup. Even if that woman wanted to get back with her husband, I don't think she could do that now. I really don't. It was just like that Jane Kennedy. He has just really messed up. I mean, she would have to face the world with that. And everybody be like, oh, she kissing him and he did that girl sexually. And oh my God, it was just kind of gross to me, because he was really too into that woman. And evidently she was filming. Somebody filmed that. Someone filmed that. And that woman ought to be ashamed of herself if she did that, to mess up a family, to destroy a family like that. They both should be ashamed of themselves, because that situation was horrific. It was the worst I ever seen in my life. And as I said, I did a previous video, and that video was saying that he didn't do nothing at all. I said, I didn't see nothing that man did, because everybody had this picture of him with his little tongue out like that. And I was like, ugh, I didn't see nothing that man did. So great, wow, all these women saying he can do me and he can do that, and he was cleaning plate and he was doing this. But Lord have mercy. Lord have mercy, you guys. Lord have mercy, Jesus Christ. I just couldn't believe what I was seeing. I had to get back on there and telling people, I see why you guys clicked down on me. I had about 11 or 12 downs. And I'm like, I never had that many downs on my videos. So what's going on? But when I said he couldn't do anything, I didn't see nothing he did. It wasn't all that. And man, them people was mad at me. So I had to go and find this video and look at it myself and come back and make another video and tell the people I finally saw what you were saying. And yes, the man totally went crazy on that woman. That was really, really something. I hadn't seen anything like that because I don't watch porno. But with this being all over social media, I just couldn't believe it. I'm still in shock. And see, that's the kind of stuff that when you don't believe something like that, it's kind of like, should I go and see that again? I just still can't believe it, but I'm not doing that. No. As a matter of fact, a married couple should get that tape out of their houses because that woman gonna be thinking that her man should do the same thing that pastor was doing. Just like he was a minister for 40 years, he was a pro for 40 years with a pro on oral sex because that tape showed that he liked doing that, or he had been doing that for years and years, just as long probably as he's been a minister. Unbelievable, you guys. It's just all over social media. What do you guys think he's doing now? Is he hiding out? Is he doing the Jane Kennedy and the Leon? Remember when Jane Kennedy, that tape? And that tape was all over. People was selling. It was in just about everybody's house. It was those 8-track tapes. Remember that? And they had a whole day of just freaking out. And she was so cute and innocent. Nobody would have thought that she would have freaked out like she did with him. But that was her husband. And they did it in the privacy of their own home. And the tape still leaked out. Now this was husband and wife. But it still embarrassed her so to the fact that Jane Kennedy got lost. She got married somewhere and went off, had 4 or 5 babies. She just lost herself into her family because that was something. She had gained a lot of weight. That girl was about 200-300 pounds. She went from Miss Beautiful woman of the world to a fat lady. Oh my God, it was horrible. And I felt so sorry for her because her kids had to see that. And people still have those tapes right now in LA. I know a lot of people, they got those tapes all over in Los Angeles, California, because that's where I was, and people was just on the corner selling, just everywhere. Jane Kennedy, it's a sex tape, but Jane Kennedy, it was like a hot commodity. Those people were going crazy over that girl's tape, and her husband was in the house, and it was a rainy day, and they was singing that song, I wanna go outside in the rain. It may sound crazy, but I wanna go outside in the rain. And I used to love that song. I think I'm gonna die. You remember that one? And it was a whole day of just nothing but oldies but goodies, and it was raining, and Jane Kennedy and Leon had made a sex tape in their own privacy, and it hit the world. Something else. So that was the last time that I actually saw something of that sort. And so when they said a pastor, and it wasn't with his wife, oh my God. You guys, what is this world coming to? So I wonder if he went to church. I wonder if he's going to church. I wonder if he's going to continue and be at that church. Or I wonder what is he going to do. Now my take, but something like that, if something like that would have happened to me, you know what I would do? I would just take off and go somewhere where nobody knows me, nobody recognizes it, let time heal it, and time will heal anything, just like it did Jane Kennedy. I think now she's out doing things. Vanessa Williams, remember the sex stuff with her and all these people, and Kim Kardashian. So a lot of people started out with all these sex tapes, and as that time, a lot of them are famous. This man here, this minister, Pastor David Wilson, he has went viral. This man hit the jackpot to some people. I mean, if he really stepped out in the media and talked about this stuff and have them pay him, that man could be a multi-millionaire overnight, because his tape, he went viral just like everybody else that go viral and become famous. Just like all those other people that had those sex tapes out and they went famous. Somebody was saying that maybe she did it to go famous. You see, people will do whatever it takes for the love of money But that was the lowest. How low can you go? How low can you go? That is wrong for anyone to film anyone like that in a sexual moment of that sort and to put it out over the world to destroy a man's life. Don't destroy a man's life. Please don't. And especially our black men. Well, no man. I'm not going to just harp on no color. No man should be destroyed like that if two people are engaging in sex and they're both having a moment. That is a moment between those two people and not for the world. But Lord have mercy, that was something else. I mean, I would, if I was parents in my house, any parents out there that have children, I would make sure my kids wouldn't even get on the computer. Because a lot of kids not educated to that kind of stuff. And that pastor, oh my God, that was too much. That was too much. So whoever that woman is, she needs to go and hide under a rock too, because she destroyed a man's life and she destroyed her butt too, because her butt is out on the line. People could see her too. Everything she got. Everything she got between her legs was out on that tape for the world to see. My Lord Jesus. My Lord. And it just, you can't understand it. I'm just in shock about all this stuff. So I pray for him. I pray for his wife, family, because whoever put the tape out, and if it was a girl, then I'm going to pray for her too, because she had to be sick to do that, to destroy a man and his family. Because again, like I said, supposedly him and his wife wanted to get back together, and because the person put out that tape on him, that's going to make it never be a no-no. Never be that would make it never be a go. That it would never be the same. His wife couldn't get with him. She couldn't. It would take a hell of a person. If she got back with him, he would be stooping beneath her feet every time she looked at him. He would have to be a guinea pig because of what he did. You see what I'm saying? So it's not going to be right, because he'll be finding himself trying to, comfort her in every way. But the tape is going to be out forever and ever, just like that Jane Kennedy tape. Right now, somebody can find that tape, and that tape can come back up to surface right now. But see, the only thing, like I said, that man, Pastor David Wilson, who the sex tape got out, the oral sex, where he was really, really engaging, licking that woman from sunup to sundown. He needs to get away and go and regroup and let time heal it. It's never going to go away. He's scarred for the rest of his life. I think he was 60 something. And most times, why do people wait till they get old, like Bill Cosby, R. Kelly? Wait till they get old and destroy their lives. Why? Why? This is the time to be enjoying your life, not to destroy your life with a sex tape. Don't destroy your life with a sex tape. Don't destroy your life with young women that will help you destroy it if you are somebody in high position. But a lot of men, they do that. They just go and find the young women. And, if the young woman can get them, I'm not mad at them, because they should know better themselves. These young women are not going to fool around with no old man and for nothing. Either you're going to do what they say, or they're going to put you out there just like that tape. Point blank. Because they're taught that. Don't waste your time with no old man, especially if he's a minister. If he's a minister, he better do this, that, and that for you. Don't waste your time. These young people are taught that. They're taught that. And if my mother said, if you see a fool, bump his head, because he should know better and what to do and how to be respectful of his family, his career, and his life. But that's not the case. So you guys, please click like, share, and subscribe, and let's pray for all involved, because that is something to see. Can you imagine if somebody really, really classy, don't know anything about, because sex sells, that. We all know that. But someone that's so conservative, almost like a nun, and they don't know anything about oral sex. I had a sister like that, and I think one time my husband approached her about oral sex, And she called my dad and told him she was getting ready to divorce. My dad said, "Don't divorce your husband." She go, "Daddy, he approached me about oral sex. That means he must have went out and had it with somebody else and this and that and that and this." But you know what? They ended up being together for 53 years until she died. They really did, because of my daddy. He told her, "You stick with your husband. Don't leave your husband." And that man worked and gave her the check every day, just like back in the day, till the day she died. And they were married 53 years right out of high school. But nowadays, it's not like that. These young women, they're going to come up to these ministers, even the old women, and it's all about the money, power. I want to be the lead in the choir. It's always they're doing it for something. That is really, really sad. So let's pray for all of them, and hopefully he'll get away and regroup. Like I say, it's never going to go away because that tape is still here. That tape is still here, you guys. He's got to live with that, and that is really something, to walk around this world. You don't know who's seen it. You know, everywhere you go, somebody, "Oh, that's that pastor. Oh, that's that man that was eating that woman and that." Oh, pray, pray, pray. Pray for him, you guys. Let's pray. So if I was him, I would go in another place. I would change my image. I would cut off my white beard, and I would just go somewhere and hiding and pray. You know, but that costs money too. And maybe his money may stop, his whole career may stop. But like I said, the TV people, they will want him because he went viral. If he called any talk show and he say, "Look, I'm the minister that went viral on that tape, and I'm coming forth. I want to do a show on it. I want you guys to do a show," that man will blow up. He'll blow up, I'm telling you, because he's in high demand. Because from my page and what women were saying, you can tell he's in high demand. So let's pray for everyone involved, and please click like, share, and subscribe. And that's all I got to say about that one. Time is going to heal the wound, but it'll still be there. Goodbye.